Doing a gentle workout routine this evening. It's going to start warming up. I am deliberately barefoot, but most important thing is having shoes that are truly flat, not even like that 1-inch heel some tennis shoes have. If you do need to wear shoes, but if you do have the circumstances, a safe place to be barefoot, that's even better. And just starting off by marching in place. And we're going to get into some movements here, but it's always good to warm up, get the blood flowing. Let's do some side to side with an arm swing here. Side to side, a little toe tap in there. We'll go back, 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 back. I'm going to adjust this really quick. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do some reaches. Just still doing a little warm up here. You can take that foot that's not bearing your weight out to the side a little bit. And some really gentle twists. You're not pushing, you're just letting your arms swing and twist with you. You can turn your head as you go. For this movement routine, you just need some floor space. If you, for any reason, can't get up and down from the floor, you can also do this near a bed so that you can use the bed for the floor moves that I'll be demonstrating. It's always good to have a little wall space, but you can also just make sure. Yeah, we won't really need wall space super intensely, but a chair would be good for some of these. So I have this chair behind me that I'll swing forward in a couple minutes when we need it. So we are going to start off with 12 moves that kind of activate different body parts now that we've warmed up a little bit. And the first one is push-up. So you have a couple options. You could do a wall push-up, you could do a full push-up. I'm doing modified push-ups. So modified is where you're on your knees. But I saw somebody say, make them pretty. So how do we make them pretty? We go all the way down and then come up. So we're gonna try for 11 of these. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down. 8. My nose is literally touching the mat. 9, 10, 11. Why do I do 11? Because I saw something that said women should be able to do 11 push-ups. Full push-ups. So I'm working toward the full push-ups. Next move is you're going to get all the way down on your mat or the floor and do some pulls. I know you probably can't see my arms. Let me go this way. So you're gonna, oops, my mic just wanted to drop on me here. You're gonna reach and pull. Reach and pull. I'm gonna move the other way. So I'm gonna do a few of these. But you also want to engage like all of the backside of your body. So like have your feet a little bit off the floor, heels together. Reach and pull like 4 or 5 times. Then we're going to do 1 burpee getting up. So go ahead and do your burpee, jump. All right, so those are the first 2 moves of 12 that we'll do to activate different body parts. Next, we're going to do some lunges. Go as deep as is comfortable for you. Let me fix the mic again. Got one person on commenting. Hi. Yeah, thanks for my hair. So I'm not super close. Oops, not super close to the camera, y'all, so that you can get like the full body view. And if you are ever exercising, you need to pause for something unexpected, you can keep going by walking in place. Okay, So now we're gonna do some lunges. So if this is what your lunge looks like, that's fine. You know, you don't have to go all the way down, but if you can, I'll go all the way down and go all the way down. So we're gonna do just 2 on each side. So that's 1 each, 2 each. There we go. We're gonna do some jumps or bounces. So if you haven't jumped in a long time, that may be a lot. So you just kind of bounce. You don't even have to take your body all the way off the ground. But if you can, just jump a little bit. And then I'll do like a light little jog in place. I'm gonna do some kicks in a few different directions. I'm gonna adjust this again. It's my first time using this mic for these 12 moves. See, got any comments here? Thanks everybody for joining. Next, we're gonna go into some kicks. I'm gonna just let this be off. Hopefully, sound is still good. All right, so we're gonna kick forward first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna kick out to the side. I'm gonna stay on one side. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna do some squats. So we're gonna come down, just squat. If squatting is a lot on you, can't squat comfortably, you can do sit to stand. So sit to stand means that you sit down in a chair and then stand up. So whatever your level is, but we're just going to do a couple of these. And squat, squat. And then we're going to do strikes. So I like to engage the legs, the core a little bit, in kind of like a squat position, not a deep squat position, and then just strike. All right, so just a couple more moves in these 12 moves to start us off. Then we're going to go into really like more restorative exercises and kind of more stretching like things, some of the gentle movements that I like to do, but I do like to get these 12 moves in every day. So the next one is a V push-up. So you're gonna kind of, my son said, that's not a V, that's an A when I showed him this move. You're gonna get kind of like an A or an upside down V shape. And you're doing like a trap push-ups, just up and down a few times. Then we're gonna do a few ab moves. So the ab moves are gonna be 2. It's gonna be leg lifts, and I'm gonna show you 3 different ways you could do this. My current level is kind of like the moderate way. So you're gonna lay down on your back. You can bring your arms up to kind of engage your shoulders a little bit. So level 1 is 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees, and you take both heels down and both heels up. Both heels down and tap, both heels up. Level 2 is same starting position, but you keep one knee steady in place and you extend the other leg and tap the heel and come back, tap the heel. You're alternating legs. And this is kind of where I'm at right now. I can keep my pelvis stable. That's kind of how you know, okay, what is my level at? You may be able to do the movement, but if your pelvis and your lower back is like arching a lot, your pelvis is rocking forward, that means that your trunk is not keeping you stable. Level 3 would be legs fully extended, and you go down and tap both together and come up. If I do like 2 of these, but I can feel my back start to arch, which is why I say I'm not quite at level 3 all the way yet. And last move in 12 moves is plank. So we're going to go into a plank. I like to do an elbow plank, so it's really focused on my core and not like what my arms can hold. And so you want to tuck your pelvis a little bit, keep your back flat and neutral. Breathe through your nose and just hold. All right, come down, keep holding if you want to, or if you can. I'm gonna check really quick. Is there any questions or anything? Nope. Thank you, everybody that's on with me right now. So now we're gonna get into kind of the more gentle moves. I don't know about y'all, but I work at a desk all day during the day. So there's some things that I like to do to help with keeping or improving mobility. So the first one we're going to do is what I call a reverse table. I'm not saying these are the official names for all of these moves, but I think of it as a reverse tabletop. So you can sit on the ground, or again, if you are not comfortable getting on the ground, you do this on a bed. You're going to plant your feet down on the ground, hip width apart, and your arms are a little bit behind you. Your wrist in whatever position is comfortable. If it's really tough to have your wrist flat like this, you can put a couple books underneath the palm or the heel of your hands to kind of angle that more. And then we're going to go up and try to create a flat line from your knee through your pelvis and your shoulders all the way through your head. So this is really opening the chest. We're using the glutes to hold us up, and hamstrings, back muscles, a lot of muscles are engaged here. Breathe. Good. And so now we're going to get into some different, like varying between stretching and kind of like functional recovery type moves and exercises. So let's do a few hip stretches. We can get into straddle position. And the key in this position is you want the movement to really come from your hips, not your back. So you might be able to use the flexibility of your back to get really far, but you want to keep your back in neutral and think of moving your belly button toward the floor. And I'm doing these moves because these are moves that I need. I need to work on my own hip mobility. So you may see like, oh, there's not like so much happening. But if I focus on keeping my back in neutral and bringing my belly button forward, then I could definitely feel the stretch, but I'm not gonna get all the way down. And then you could go focus that same thing over one leg, keeping back in neutral, coming forward, and then the other. And a move that feels so good for me with the hips is to lay down and have your legs like in the triangle position, but then widen that out a bit and keeping your trunk, your core on the ground. You're going to let your knees go down toward one side. Slowly, this isn't like a power move. We're getting into more gentle, calm moves, and then the other side. And so you're letting your hips twist, your back, kind of the lower back will rotate a bit. The upper back and the ribs should stay on the ground. Yeah, going just side to side, really slow. Come back to center and going toward my left, center, and to the right. Then come back up. Right here from the same position, you can go into a figure four. So one ankle over the opposite knee, that's in that triangle position. If this is where you're at, that's perfectly fine. If you're more flexible, you want to lace your hands through, grab that leg that was pointed on the ground, pull it towards you. You can also do that. Now we're going to switch sides. So one thing about stretching, which we'll actually work with this in a minute, is the mental messages and even like the way that you breathe in a stretch can help you get comfortably deeper. Definitely listen to your body, do what feels right for you. But I'm gonna grab the leg here. But when you think thoughts of I'm safe, my body is safe, and then you kind of accompany that with deep breathing, you may find you can go deeper into certain stretches, because sometimes it's the nerves that stop you, not the actual body that stops you. Okay, let's pull that forward a little bit and go into a couple more moves. Let's do the reverse table, got some hip stretches in. We're going to do several other hip moves, but we're going to break that up, like I said, with a few strength kind of functional moves. So we're going to go back to hands and feet, so like on all four, or sorry, on your knees and your hands. And this is like stability balance type move. So we're going to raise one leg. Oop, I need to swing around actually. So we're going to raise one leg and then the opposite arm. So I'm going to do my right leg, left arm, and extend them both out and hold. And then bring those down. Now I'm going to raise the left leg, right arm, extend and hold. And bring those down. Okay, now let's get our chair. You definitely want to have a chair that's like really steady, because we are going to put some weight on it. First is an ATG split squat, like it's called. So I would like to make a pretty decent note of where I'm coming from as far as distance. And you want to be square to your chair that you're going to be balancing on. So you bring one foot onto the chair. You can grab the back of the chair for stability if your hip mobility allows that. If it doesn't, then come closer. This is not about like, okay, how deep can I do this? It's about being stable, getting that good stretch, and we're going to do some of our breath work that I mentioned a minute ago here. But that back leg, the heel can come off the ground. We want the front leg that's on the chair, we want to keep the heel and like the whole foot stable on the chair. Lean into that. We're going to breathe. And when you exhale, if you can still listen to your body, but if you can go a little deeper, that's a good time to go deeper into a stretch on the exhale. And then gently come out. And when you come down, make sure you match where your standing foot was with the foot that you bring down, so that you're getting a nice even stretch on both sides. So you're going to bring this foot into the chair, grab the back, and come down. And breathe. already feel this so much, like right through the front of the leg. Okay, so now we're gonna do a couple of reaches. Like comment. All right, a couple of reaches here to the side, nice and gentle. And do a nice exhale when you reach, and just let your body go as far as you can comfortably. That's another nice way to do those reaches. We'll go ahead and get down on the ground here. So if you're not used to doing side reaches, that can be an intense movement. So you can get onto the ground, support one hand on the ground, to kind of give your body that support, and then reach with the other one and breathe out. And you may find that when you're not engaging all the way through the hips, you can actually go a little bit deeper. And then slowly come center and go to the other side. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And come back. Do a couple shoulder circles here. In these last couple minutes, I want to do an abdominal twist with you, and then we'll bring the chair back to do one final move. But for now, I'm going to move the chair so I have more space to do the abdominal twist. So for the abdominal twist, we're going to get on the floor or on the bed if the floor is not accessible for you, and bring your knees and your hips into a 90-degree position. I'm going to go ahead and lay all the way down. You bring your arms out in front, and you can let your head rest on the floor. If that's not comfortable, you might have a yoga block or a pillow that you can put there. But it's really better to let it rest on the floor because that lets you do a better rotation in just a second. So you're going to, those 90, your bottom hand, you're going to rest it on your outside leg, or your leg that's on top on the outside of it. You want to keep those legs still steady. We're going to reach up and toward the wall or whatever is behind you, but not letting your arm drop past where your shoulder is. You want to keep your arm in line with your back and your shoulder, and just breathe here. This is another really nice one. If you have worked at a desk all day, like I did today, and every time you breathe out, you can think thoughts of safety and just imagine your body like releasing and relaxing a little bit more into this move. And you might find that you can go a few millimeters or half an inch or an inch closer to the ground. But you don't want your arm to reach the ground before your back does. Like your upper back. Breathe out. In and out. And out. All right, then when you're ready, come slowly back to the center and down again. And then we're going to do the other side. So just for a second, I'm going to give you my back 90 degrees with the hips and the knees. Down and then up and reach back. And breathe nice and gentle. This arm that will stay down, you can rest that on the outside of your thigh. As a reminder to keep your legs still. And let that back and the abs release and relax with each breath out. Again, keeping your arm in line with your shoulder and your back, not letting it, so we don't want to let it drop down like that. We want to keep it in line. Breathing nice and gentle. All right, we're going to come back up slowly. And you can come up and out of that move. We will bring the chair back out. And do a move that's really good for hip flexors. Going to, you can do this against the wall, but my hips and body just aren't ready for that. So that's why I use a chair to kind of allow myself a different angle. So I put my foot on the chair, knee on the ground. You may need like a pillow under your knee. This is a mat that's probably like maybe like half an inch thick. So that's plenty for me. You bring your other foot forward, flat on the ground, and then you may be here, which at one point that's where I was. But if you can, you come straight and relax into the stretch. Breathe. I feel this like all the way through, like the front of my quad to the hip flexor. And then slowly come out. Now you're going to switch to the other foot. Whatever modification you have to do, like I do my chair modification, you want to make sure you aim to have the other leg equal, not like go by whichever side is kind of tighter. But hopefully there's some symmetry there, but it's common for there not to be. Like for me, this right leg that I'm stretching now is a little tighter. You probably may have noticed that I went to upright a lot faster when I was stretching the left side. Just breathe through it. Breathe into the stretch. Again, always listen to your body. Don't force beyond what your body is capable of. And it's so interesting because when you force it, your body actually overcompensates and probably end up tighter. But when you work with your body and just calmly go into the stretch, giving those messages of, I want to care for my body, take care of myself, I'm safe, this is good. And go about moving gently, your body can kind of be more willing to unlock and release. Okay, now we're going to come down out of this one gently, safely. And I'm going to move the chair out of the way, but the last move we're going to do is a bit of a standing twist to help like all of the fascia and the body. So we're going to put one arm underneath your armpit and the other one over the one that went underneath. So for me, this is my right side. I'm going to go right leg over the left. And then I'm going to twist to the right. And relax. And breathe out. And out again. And each twist, if you can, each breath, you can imagine being able to go deeper into the twist. Even if you can't actually go into the deeper into the twist, just imagine engaging it more. And then come center and do the opposite. So we uncross everything. And we're going to do it again. Left arm under, right arm over, left leg over the right. And now we're going to twist to the left. Breathing out. And in. And out again. And in. And out. And you can open your arms wide. One side, this really is, I don't know if anyone watching this also watched my recent short on the shoulder things, but this really is one of my favorite moves. Okay. Well, thanks so much for those who joined me live. Really appreciate you taking the time, and anyone watching this after the fact. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you feel at the end in the comments, and if there are any specific body parts that you feel like, oh, I wish we could work on this together. I plan to be back again next Wednesday, and hopefully I'll see you then. Bye.